Hello students, this video is about elastic collision in one dimension. So we are going to study about elastic collision between two bodies which are moving on a straight line path, that means in one dimension, before and after the collision, right? So for that we have to consider two perfectly elastic bodies A and B. So we are assuming that there are two bodies A and B, and these both are perfectly elastic. Masses of these two bodies be m1 and m2. So we have two perfectly elastic bodies m1 and m2, A and B, with masses m1 and m2, and these are moving along same straight line, and at that time their velocities are u1 and u2 respectively. So these bodies are moving along same straight line with velocities u1 and u2. Now this is the situation before collision. When these two collide, then during that time we are assuming that the velocity u1 is greater than u2. That means the object with velocity u1 will approach the object of velocity u2. The object A is moving faster and B is moving slow. So this object A will approach to object B, and then the two will collide, and after facing this head on collision they continue to move in the same direction with new velocities v1 and v2. So this was the situation before collision. At that time u1 is greater than u2, that means A will approach B because A is moving faster than B, and after collision when they will approach, they undergo or they collide head on, and after that, after collision, they start moving with new velocities v1 and v2 respectively. So after collision, the velocity of A, for A velocity is equal to v1, and for B velocity is equal to v2. These two velocities are the velocities of after collision, and diagrammatically we can show the situation like this. Suppose this is object A, we have this object A, and this is object B. These two are moving in the same along the same line with velocities u1 and u2. It is of mass m1, this is of mass m2. Since u1 is moving faster than u2, that's why this u1 velocities is greater than u2, and object A will approach object B. This is the situation before collision. When this A approach B, then during the collision we get the situation like this. This is a situation during collision. This is object of mass m1 and m2, means A and B. After collision, after this collision, the two objects start moving in the same line. Now I am plotting it downward, नीचे यहाँ पर, but these are in the same line. So object A and this is object B, both are moving in the same line with new velocities v1 and v2 like this. So this is the situation after collision. Now the two bodies when separate after collision, they have velocities v2 and v1. Now after collision, the velocity of v2, means say of B, velocity of B will be more than that of v1. Initially u1 was greater than u2, but after collision v2 is greater than v1. So we have to prove that a relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. This we also have to prove. Now this is an elastic collision, and in the case of elastic collision we know that the linear momentum is conserved. So first of all we are going to apply the law of conservation of linear momentum here. So in collision Now if there is any type of collision, momentum remains conserved. So in collision we are going to apply law of conservation of linear momentum. Then according to this law, we have initial momentum is equal to final momentum. That means m1 u1 plus m2 u2, this is before collision, is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This is the momentum after collision, and this is equation number 1. Or we can write it as m1 u1 minus v1 plus m2, this is equal to m1 u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 v2 minus u2. This is equation number 2. Law of conservation of linear momentum is valid in any type of collision, but in case of elastic collision, along with this, law of conservation of kinetic energy is also valid. That means in elastic collisions, along with momentum, kinetic energy will also remain conserved. So that's why we can write initial kinetic energy is equal to final kinetic energy. So this is half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. And when we solve it, this half can be cancelled out from whole equation. We get m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square is equal to m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square, right? And if we rearrange it, we get m1 u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square minus u2 square, and this is the identity of a square minus b square. So we get m1 u1 plus v1 u1 minus v1, right, is equal to m2 v2 plus u2 and v2 minus u2. This is equation number 3rd. Now we are going to divide equation 3rd by 2 to get the result. The result that we need is relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation, and for that we are going to divide equation number 3rd by equation number 2. When we divide equation 3rd by 2, the term m1 and u1 minus v1 on the left side will cancel out, and on the right side m2 and the bracket term v2 minus u2 will cancel out. So we get u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2. So by dividing, if we divide equation 3rd by 2, we get u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2, which implies u1 minus u2 is equal to v2 minus v1. Now what does it mean? So u1 minus u2 is the, this left hand side, u1 minus u2 is the relative velocity of A with respect to B before collision. This is the left side, and then right side is equal to v2 minus v1, which means relative velocity of B with respect to A after collision. Since A was approaching B, so that's why we call it as relative velocity of approach, and after collision the velocity of B is more than that of A and they are getting separated. So B was getting separated after collision, that's why we call it as relative velocity of separation, right? So for an elastic collision in one dimension, relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. Now the next thing, we want to calculate the velocities of the bodies after collision, means we want to find v1 and v2. This is our task. We want to find the velocities that we get after collision. For that, from equation number 4, we are naming it as equation number 4. So So from equation number 4 we get V2 is equal to U1 minus U2 plus V1, right? V2 is equal to U1 minus U2 plus V1, and we are going to substitute this value of V2 in equation number 1. So equation number 1 was the law of conservation of linear momentum. Here is equation number 1. In this equation we are going to substitute the value of V2, and by doing so we can get the answer of this value V1. Okay, so for this we have m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 u1 minus u2 plus v1, right? This is the thing. So by rearranging it and solving this, we can find the value of v1 is equal to m1 minus m2 upon m1 plus m2 u1 plus 2m2 m1 plus m2 u2, right? This is equation number 5. And if we put the value of v1 in equation number 4, right, if we put the value of v1 in equation number 4, we can get the answer of v2 in terms of u1 and u2. So similarly we can find v2 is equal to m2 minus m1 upon m1 plus m2 u2 plus 2m1 m1 plus m2 u1. This is equation number 6. So these are the velocities that we get after collision for the body A and body B. So that is the elastic collision in one dimension. That's all for the video. For further videos, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.